everyone, my name is Lisa and I'm the chef at Revive Wellness and My Viva Plan. And today I wanted to show you a few different ways to prepare ground beef. Alright guys, so the last recipe I wanted to show you with ground beef is something a little bit different from the ones that the other recipes that I did. The other recipes were all very quick and easy meals. Maybe some of them were familiar to you already. This one is also very quick and easy, and it's one of my favorite ways actually to use ground beef, and that is using it in an Asian beef bowl. So it comes together really quickly, it's a great weeknight meal, and it's packed full of flavor. Okay, so the first step of this recipe is to cook the ground beef. So I've kind of started the process here. It's almost fully cooked at this point. You can drain off the fat if you notice that there is quite a bit in the pan. I almost always buy lean ground beef, and the amount of fat that's left over in the pan is usually quite negligible, so I don't tend to drain it off unless there's an excess there. So you can judge that for yourself. But when it's almost done cooking, which is where I'm at right now, I'm going to show you how quick this recipe comes together. This is going to be ready in just minutes here. So now that it's almost ready, I'm just going to add some flavorful components here. So I have some minced ginger root, I have minced garlic, and I have some green onions. So I'm just going to add that right in and just saute that for a minute or two, just until things start to soften a bit and until it kind of starts to become fragrant. So it doesn't take long at all. And I have my heat over medium-high. So typically when you're doing stir fries or any kind of this kind of Asian cooking, you usually want a pretty high, medium-high heat. So you can get some nice browning in there. So this is already smelling so good. This is such a fast recipe. And then I've also made up a sauce here that I'm going to add in a moment here. So what's in here is soy sauce. So I use a low sodium soy sauce, and then I use hoisin sauce, which is a sort of sweet, savory Asian sauce that you can find in pretty much any supermarket in the Asian aisle. So really easy to find. Some sesame oil, just a bit of sugar to balance it out, some chili flakes for some heat, and I added as well a splash of rice vinegar for just a little bit of acidity. So that's my sauce. So now that this has been cooking for a few minutes, I'm just going to add, start with about half and see if I need more after that. You always want to be conservative with these kinds of sauces because they do tend to be high in sodium. So I like to add a little bit and then add more if I need to, rather than adding it all at once. So I'm starting with about half there. And then you just want to toss it to coat. And I'm going to turn the heat down a little bit now to medium-low. And it just kind of coats the meat here. And it ends up kind of looking a little bit like ginger beef that you get from a takeout restaurant, which is super delicious. So I don't know if we need to add any more sauce at this stage. Depending on your preference, if you like it a little saucier, you can add a bit more, but if you just want it kind of coated like this, this is probably good. So I'm going to turn the heat off here, and then I have some more green onions that I've kept off to the side. I'm just going to add that in kind of near the end. Gives it a nice kind of punch of flavor there, and a really nice pop of color too. So that's done, and I'm just going to put it over some rice here, and I'll show you what that looks like. Alright, so the final step here is just to put it over some steamed rice. Some brown rice is always a great choice. You can also do it over vermicelli rice noodles, or even just regular pasta if you want, for something different, if you wanted like a noodle bowl. So like I said, it just comes together super quick. Like, I think this is a 30-minute meal, so a great one for weekday. And then I did some julienned carrots, so matchstick carrots for a little bit of color and a bit of veggies in there. So looks pretty good, right? So to balance this meal out, I would just serve that with some steamed broccoli, and you're good to go. So there's that recipe, super, super easy. All right, so that concludes my video on how to cook with ground beef. And that was just 5 ideas. I'm sure you know that there are many different ways you can cook with ground beef. You know, you can make burgers, you can make meatballs, meatloaf, lasagna, so many different ways to use ground beef. It's a great ingredient, relatively inexpensive, easy to find, and very versatile. So hopefully this video gave you a few ideas and some pointers. And if you're looking for some more inspiration, head over to myvivainc.com for some more recipes. Thanks for watching.